Dear learners of class 6, welcome to the online class arranged by the authority of the Khastagir International School, Dr. How are you all? Hope you all are safe and sound. Busy with your assignment and attending the online classes regularly. I am also fine by the grace of the Almighty Creator. Before going to the class, I want to introduce myself. Here is my identity. I am Biplabi Paul, senior teacher, Dr. Khastagir Govt High School, Chattogram, with you today. Dear learners, it is an English second paper class for the students of class 6. Take your English grammar and composition book, notebook, and writing materials, pen, so that you can point out the important points. Now look at the flowers. Do you know their name? Yes, they are marigolds. Here I have written 3 words for you to make a sentence with these words. These are a verb of time, today, yesterday, tomorrow. And there is a verb, pluck. Pluck means pick or collect. Now look at the 3 sentences. Today, my friend plucks some marigolds for me from her garden. Yesterday, she plucked some marigolds for me from her garden also. But tomorrow, she will pluck some marigolds for me from her garden. So, what do you mean by this 3 sentence? Actually, the verb pluck here has 3 forms. What time does each verb refer to? Present, past, or future? It indicates 3 different modes of action. And the work is being done in 3 different times. Dear learners, what is our today's lesson? Today's topic, can you guess? Yes, it is tense. From your English grammar and composition book, Unit 2, the tenses, lesson 1 to 5, I will discuss today with you. Open up page 26. We will try to discuss or complete our discussion from 26 to 23. Dear learners, can you tell what is tense and can you tell its classification? I want to discuss with you what is tense. You note down these things. Actually, tense denotes the time of verb or action or state. That is, time tense refers to the time of action. Where time is focused, time of action or state indicated by a verb. Look at the examples here. He does his homework. He did his homework. He will do his homework. These verbs do is an action verb. And again, look at these examples. He is very active. He was very active in his childhood. He will be very active in his old age. These 3 verbs, underlined verbs, are state verbs. So, we can organize an action or a state mainly in 3 parts of time. How many parts of time? 3 parts of time. So, you can say, according to time references, there are 3 main tenses. According to time references, there are 3 main tenses. They are present tense, past tense, and future tense. Today, we will discuss in details about present tense. Now, look at the 4 different forms of each of 3 main tenses. There is a table you see. I have here mentioned all 12 forms, but today I will discuss with you in detail present, that is present simple, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. So let us discuss the above. Here I have mentioned 12 forms of tense in details, but I told you again. I told you that I want to discuss present tense indefinite. Okay. Now, what is present tense? Do you know what is present tense? Here is the definition of present tense. Present tense denotes an action in the present time. It has 4 different forms. That is, which action we are doing present now. This denotes present tense. An action which is denoted at the present time is called present tense. The action of present tense. So, present tense denotes an action in the present time. And you know, it has 4 different forms. What are they? Yes, they are present indefinite. You can say present simple. We'll say present simple, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Now, I'll discuss the 4 forms in detail. At first, the definition. Present indefinite tense or present simple tense, it denotes an action in the present time or a habitual truth, a historical truth, or a determined truth. Example here, I mentioned. He gets up early in the morning. Here, verb is gets. And what is the structure? You must note down the structure. At first, subject, then main verb. Sometimes you will get to be verb as a main verb. And if it is main verb, if the subject is third person singular number, you have to add s or yes with the main verb. Then object or extension. Then number 2, present continuous tense. You can say progressive tense. It is used when an action is continued or going to be continued in near future. Example is here, we are going to Dhaka tonight. That is, here the action is not complete. It is an incomplete action. We are going, it is going on. The work is still going on. Structure, you have to focus on structure very much. It is seeing the structure, you have to mention what type of tense it is. You see structure, subject, then am, is, or are, anyone from this word, then verb plus ing plus object plus extension. Okay, what is the example? We are going to have tonight. Next, number 3, present perfect tense. It is used when the work has been done, but its effects last. That is, in present perfect tense, you see, it is a completed action. The action is over, but there is still some effect of the action now. And the structure, what is the structure? The structure is subject, have or has, then first partial form of verb, and you can say verb 3, and object or extension. Here you have noticed an example here. The student has already finished his homework. This is the example of present perfect tense. And number 4, last one, present perfect continuous. It is used for an action which began at some time in the past. And this is still continuing. That is, the action is not complete. Here, time is mentioned, but the work is continuing yet. Example is, we have been reading this in this school for 3 years. This is the example of present perfect tense. Let us see the structure. What is the structure? Structure is subject plus have or has and been plus verb ing plus object or extension. Dear students, I think these 4 types of tense is clear to you. You must notice the examples, the structures very carefully, and also the definitions, so that you can understand or even know these 4 forms of tense clearly. Okay. Let us go to the next slide. From your English grammar and composition book. Look, the lesson is here to present simple or present indefinite. Here is a passage you see. I am reading it out. You try to understand and underline the verbs here. I am a student. Alon is my classmate. We are good friends. We go to school together. We attend classes regularly. We often play together. In school, we return home together. Alon lives in a house close to ours. Here you see some verbs am, is, and are that describe present state. I am a student. Now I am a student. It is present state. They are called am, is, are, was, were. They are called state verbs. And you see here go, attend, play, return. These verbs lives. These verbs indicate present actions. So these verbs are called action verbs. The sentences are in the present simple tense. Is it clear to you? Okay, now this activity. You will note down these sentences in your notebook and find out and underline the verbs. Here, these verbs are state verbs or action verbs. When you say is, are, is, are, is, are, is, are. These all are verbs. In this sentence, you have to underline them and you have to say what type of verbs they are. Actually, they are state verbs. They describe a present state. It indicates present state. You will note down this 8 sentence. It is your classwork and then underline the state verbs and then write down the name of this state verbs. This describes the present state. Okay, dear learners, now go to the next slide. Again, from this lesson, we shall read about action verbs. Here you see in activity C, read the following sentences and notice the verbs and their forms. Forms, very important, their forms. Jamil of class 6 plays cricket. You see, verb is play and S is added. Plays cricket for our school team. The workers in the garment factory work very hard. He lives very close to the school. The earth moves around the sun. Notice very carefully the verbs. Can you see plays, work, lives, moves? With play, live, and move, S is added. Because here the subject is Jamil, he, and Dan. The subject is singular number. All these verbs are action verbs. Here you see the explanation. These sentences contain action verbs. The verbs in the present, the first 3 sentences indicate present action. And the verb in the 4th sentence indicates universal truth. That is, it is habitual fact, universal truth, or it is established truth. So, in this case, present indefinite tense is used. For present indefinite tense, if the subject is 3rd person singular number, then you have to at, s, or ds. But if you see the subjects are 1st person or 2nd person and 3rd person plural number, you need not add s. Okay. Here you see in activity D different things. Read the following sentences and see how interrogative and negatives are formed in this sentence. We have now we have so long discussed present indefinite tense and affirmative sentences. Now we'll discuss interrogatives and negatives. Yes, for negatives we have to add do not or does not after subject. Do not or does not after subject. Here three sentence examples are cited, mentioned. I do not need your help. The need is action verb, main verb, and for making negatives, here do not is added. And see the next sentence, he does not like music. Like is action verb, for making it negative, does not is added. Is it clear to you? And if you make interrogative, you have to add do or does before the subject. Before the subject. Do you read novels? In this way, you have to make a grammar. It is called conversion. That is, you have to make negative from affirmative. And also, you have to make interrogative from affirmative. And here you see, does he come here regularly? Before the subject he, does is added. For making what? For making interrogative sentences. And if there is WH word, look, where, and when. After where, does is used as the subject is he. Where does he live? Where does he live? When do you go to school, go to bed? When do you go to bed? Notice very carefully. as the subject is you. You is added, not das is added. I have already mentioned that if the subject is first person, second person, and third person plural number, you have to add you for making interrogative before the subject, and do not after subject make it negative. Okay, there's a type of grammar you see. It is called conversion. Then come to present continuous tense. In lesson 3 in your book, you will find present continuous tense. What is present continuous tense? I have told you before. And now read the following passage. Look at the examples. After looking at the examples, it will be clear, more clear to you. Notice the verbs in the tenses. I am going to Dhaka by bus. I subject am going to. Am going. You see? Auxiliary verb am and verb plus ing. The participle you can say. This structure is called present continuous tense. Here the action is going on. It is incomplete action. It is raining very hard, so the bus is not running very fast. Some passengers are sleeping, some are gossiping, some young boys are singing. A baby is crying, and her mother is trying to appease her. Look, the word, a new word. Every day, learn some new words. Appease, specify, please, appease. What am I doing? I'm watching all these things. Notice that all the sentences in the passage express what? An incomplete action. I told you an incomplete action. In present continuous tense, the action is going on. It has not finished yet. Actually, it is going on. So it is called present continuous tense. In continuous tense, the action is going on. Will be going on. So also notice the structure of the verb. I have already discussed with you in this sentences. Each sentence has an auxiliary verb. Which are auxiliary verbs? Am, is, are. Any one of the auxiliary verb will be used as according to subject. If the subject is I, you have to use am. You have to use am. If the subject is he or she or third person singular number, you have to use is. And if the third person plural number and second person, then you have to use are. After that, have ing. Subject. And then there is the main verb in the present participle form, that is verb ing. Okay, now structure you again see verb form and is, are plus main verb ing. Is it clear to you? Dear learners, I think present continuous tense is clear to you. Now go to the next slide. I think you see some pictures here. Look at the following pictures and say who is doing. You see a farmer, a teacher, and some planter, and a health assistant, a doctor, we can say, some fishermen. Can you write from this 5 picture 5 sentence using present continuous tense? I think you can. So let us try and note down in your notebook. Then next 3 sentences with me. Here you see 5 sentences I have written. In picture 1, where I see farmer and cows. A farmer is plowing his field. Number 2, beside it, a teacher is teaching in the classroom. Number 3, they are plucking tea leaves in the tea garden. Next, beside it, number 4, a health assistant is checking up a child, a baby. Last one, 5, some fishermen are going for fishing in the sea. Okay, dear learners, now look at the lesson. Oh, present perfect tense. Very important one. Read the following conversation and notice the time. Actually, in tense, when we discuss tense, we have to focus on time. If it is present tense, then you see the action is the present form. And if it is continuous, then you will see an incomplete action. The action is going on. And if you see the present perfect tense, what will be? Okay, now let us read. And it will be clear to you then. Time reference is very important of the action and the verb structures in the sentence. Teacher is saying, have you done your homework? You see, have before subject. Have you done your homework? Yes, sir. I have done it. many paragraphs have you written? I have written 3 paragraphs. Have you brought your homework? Yes, I have. So, what do you notice in these sentences? Do you notice a different structure? Yes, I think you can notice. Notice that this verb in the dialogue mentions a completed action. Here the action is completed. Have you done your homework? That is, your homework has been done. It is completed action. The action is over, but there is still some effect of the action. These are the example of present perfect tense. What? These are the examples of present perfect tense. So let us know the structure of verb form. The verb have or has is used as an auxiliary verb after the subject. You have noticed I have done. After subject have is used. If it is the subject is he, then it will be used has. He has done it. And if it is I have done it. And then past participle form of the main verb is given. Done. From do it is done. In this case, you have to learn the grammatical point conjugation of verbs. That is regular verbs and irregular verbs to make correct present perfect tense. The verb form then is have or has, and you see have or has after subject past participle form of the verb or verb T. These sentences are examples of the present perfect tense. So you see the example of present perfect tense. Is the present perfect tense clear to you? Okay, now dear students, go to the present perfect continuous tense. Read the following telephonic conversation between two friends and notice the sentences in bold. Hello, Ajad speaking. Is Asif here? What are you doing? This continuous tense. What are you doing? Watching television. But here you see in bold the sentence, how long have you been watching it? How long have you been watching it? I have been watching it for an hour. Here, a past action is mentioned for an hour. Before an hour, the action has started and it is going on yet. So, what type of tense here it will be? It will be present perfect continuous tense. Can you see me within an hour? It is raining hard. You see it is raining hard. It is present continuous tense. Since when it has been raining? It has been raining since 7 o'clock. Before point of time, the preposition since is used here. Raining has started from 7 o'clock and it is going on yet. It has been raining since 7 o'clock. Then come when the rain stops. Here the when the rain stops is present definite. Okay, but the sentence is in bold. Here bold sentence you see refer to an incomplete action. An incomplete action which started in the past before, but is still going on. They are examples of the present perfect continuous tense. Now, look at the sentences again and see the verb forms in each sentence. These verb forms. I have been watching. It has been raining. The position for is used here and it is since used here. Okay, these all are 4 types of present form of tense. Now, evaluation. I had mentioned here 10 sentences. You have to find out. You must note down these sentences in your notebook. There you see 10 sentences. Dad moves around the sun. They are working hard today. They have gone to Dhaka. Children have been watching TV for an hour. Sima is waiting for the bus. We two are good friends. The rose smells sweet. They have a lot of money. You see, have is the main verb here. Who is the main verb here? Not continuous. Coronavirus causes COVID-19. I have finished my lesson. You have to say, you have to write down which tenses is present indefinite, continuous, or perfect perfect. We can say present simple instead of present indefinite. Think yourself and try to solve. Try to write the answers. Okay, there is an answer. You see from 1 to 10. Match your answers with the sentence. If they are correct, you yourself mark them. If all the sentences are correct, then you will get 10 out of 10. Okay. Now, dear learners, it's time for homework. I think you have understood the discussion. And from your English grammar and composition book, I have mentioned, titled here, two activities, C and D. Make correct sentences in the present perfect tense. You know that tense will be S, P, and C using given words. You must note down these 6 sentences and you use present perfect tense. Remember, if you write present perfect tense, what structure you will follow? Yes, you will follow after subject, have or has. Then the main verb will be past participle form. And you will make the last one in interrogative sentence. And before subject, you have to use have. Okay. Then number D, write 5 sentences in the present perfect tense describing what you have done in the afternoon today. Okay. I think these present tenses, 4 form of present tenses are clear to you. You will practice it more. And it is very important for the grammar section. You must do the homework, C and D, activity C and D, and preserve it. You know, school will open very soon, and then we will check the homework. Okay. Now, dear learners, it is time to say goodbye. Thank you very much for your participation. And as you know, this is a pandemic situation yet. We will follow health rules. School will be open, but you have to follow again. You have to follow health rules. Wash your hands, sanitize your hands, and wear mask. And follow the health rules. Okay, that's all for today.